Let's talk two skills that are required for day traders. And right from the start, I want to say, I'm not asking you to take my word for it. If I'm a total stranger to you, then go find somebody that you do trust and ask them about these two skills that I'll talk about here. And my guess is maybe it won't be in that person's top two, but I'd say top three for sure. Also, I'll be using real life examples, so I'm not gonna be talking in theory. I'm not gonna be saying, well, I read it in a book once. None of that. I'll be using some of my personal results. So with that being said, let's get started with skill number one. And maybe you've heard it, but that doesn't take room from the fact that yes, you've gotta do it. And that is, you've gotta cut your losses. You have to cut a losing trade. You have to find a spot where you say, you know what? I'm cutting the loss at this point. And let me show you what I mean by this. But I also want to put in, there's the underlying dynamic that sometimes this skill is really annoying. It is really, really difficult to do because it carries with it very inherent problems, as you're about to see with this first trade. A little context, I am going short. So beginners out there, that means I want to see prices go down. So yes, you can make money when prices go down. That is known as shorting a stock, going short. So again, I want to see prices go down and I will make money. If prices go up, I will lose money. So let's take a look at this first trade. In at 205.83, kind of jumped the gun a bit here. Let's see if this does indeed want to come down through that trend line there. Or in this case, is it going to bounce just right off of it? We'll see if it wants to come back down. I got to get out. So not a great start there. So you saw me take that loss of $340, but let me show you the rest of the story. So that's the candle where I got knocked out on, but look what happened next after that. Remember I mentioned, you know what, it carries with it inherent frustration, inherent problems. What are the problems? Well, sometimes you're gonna cut the loss, you're gonna be disciplined, and then you're gonna watch and see this happen. And remember, I wanted to see prices go down. Look at that. That is very, very painful. That is very, very annoying, and nobody likes to see that at all. Again, to get stopped out, to cut my loss, and then to have it do exactly what I thought I wanted it to do. Talk about frustration. Isn't that crazy? I mean, wow, totally went in my favor. So yeah, it can seem, wait a second, and this is your top rule, to cut losers, to be disciplined? What are you talking about, Clay? That's just not making really any sense compared to that example that you just showed. And yes, you're right, because there is the problem that comes with it in terms of sometimes you're going to be disciplined, you're going to cut the loss, and then you're going to see something like that, and it will make you want to pull your hair out. And I realize I'm running out of hair that I can pull out. But hey, you know what? Oh, so infuriating. But there is a much bigger problem that exists out there, which makes this gotta cut the losses skill number one. So let's take a look at another example here. So this was another trade that I took previously, and it was a losing trade. I thought this thing wanted to go down, so once again, I got short. And then there was this candle right here. Not a pleasant candle. However, I did cut the loss, so I didn't wait for it to get all the way up there. I cut the loss, got out right around $192. Now, per the example you just saw, I can see you saying, well, Clay, last time you did that, the price ended up coming right back down in your favor, which is all very true. But know that these also happen out there. And this is why cutting your losses is a required skill, the most important skill, because sure, it's got those problems, but the other problem is much bigger. What is that problem? Well, not cutting your loss. And when you open yourself up to what you're about to see, I think it speaks for itself. Again, I was short. So if prices go up, that is not good. So had I been undisciplined, had I said, hold and hope, you can see the price went up, price still going up, price going up more, price going up more, price going up more. Notice how the price is not coming back down. Notice how it continues to go up and up and up. Eventually, all the way up to the 204 mark. Brutal, brutal move. So you see the massive problem with not being disciplined, the massive problem with not cutting your losses, because that one trade there that you saw has the potential, no exaggerating, to wipe out somebody's account, to severely damage somebody's account, especially if you start to add to a loser. And that point of view, yeah, that loss can very, very realistically have wiped somebody's, account out. And you just can't risk that as a trader. I get that first trade, I look super stupid. It's super frustrating because, it went in my favor, but we don't have hindsight as traders. And you never know if the trade that you just saw is lurking around the corner where the price never does ultimately go back in your favor and it keeps going against you, and you just can't take on that risk. You can't open yourself up to that. So there's two hidden factors there in terms of cost. The first is just the cost of, the monetary cost, right? That's pretty self-explanatory. The more the price goes against you, the bigger your cost gets in terms of the loss. The other one hides behind the surface, and that is the opportunity cost. Meaning, while you sit there and hold and hope, you are costing yourself the opportunity to go out there and make that money back. And remember, make the money back is coming from a controlled loss, a loss that you're okay with, that fits in your parameters. And that's where I want to now move into skill number 2. So skill number 1, cut the losses, as annoying and as frustrating as it may be. Skill number 2, let winners win. If you get something that starts to go in your favor, don't freak out and say, I'm going to take the green. Very difficult to do. In fact, some would argue, and I think I'd agree, that letting the winners win is actually more difficult than cutting a loss. Let me know down below. Would you agree? What's harder, cutting a loss or letting the winner win? I'm curious on your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section. But either way, which one's easier or harder, kind of a side point, because they're both important skills. So you got to let a winner win. So again, think about the opportunity cost. If you decide to just cut the loss, you are now opening yourself up to an opportunity to take another trade and get those gains back. So on that very same morning where I took that first loss of $340, I then went, because I took the controlled loss, and took another trade. So let's take a look at this one.
And maybe 231 coming into play, in at 231.20. Let's see if we can get the breakdown here through 231. Need some momentum, though, to kick in. Doesn't want to let go. I'll go ahead and pause, and I'll keep you updated. Okay, maybe going to try to let go. This 230.90 area being very, very stubborn. And 230.90 seems to be that very, very stubborn level right now. I'll go ahead and pause. Okay, I'm coming back down maybe. Okay, once again, can it push down through that area? Okay, there we got a bit of a break. See it come down some more. And out there.
And just like that, back into the green I was completely. Wiped away my first loss, and then I still had over $100 in my pocket. But the key to that one was, as soon as I got green, and if you're watching the P&L, maybe you noticed up $70, up $80, up $100. It's very tempting. Okay, let me just take that $100 bill. Let me just take that $100 bill. It's a very real emotion. But no, let a winner win. Let it win that much more. And you saw that it eventually gave me over $1 per share, and relative to what was being risked, fantastic. I was very happy with that. But one trade, and I'm back into the green. And did you notice something? I've taken 2 trades, and I've been wrong 50% of the time, yet I was still in the green. That is why I just cut the loss, as annoying as it may be. I understand, but Clay, had you not cut that loss, then you would have been that much more in the green. True, but don't forget about that other example where had I not cut the loss, my account could have been totally wrecked. And then I went on and made one more trade. So let's take a closer look at this one. Once again, I'm going short.
Or a potential short in at 231.44. Let's see if this candle wants to come down. Ideally make a break down below 231. Right there, quick little scalp.
Now that one was a little different. That was a scalp, but still, I let it work enough where it gave me a good little chunk of change and let me add to those gains and ultimately close up the day $270 in less than 15 minutes. So $270 profit in less than 15 minutes after a really, really annoying loss. Now I am happy to report that a lot of times the losses aren't as annoying, aren't as dramatic as that one. Sometimes they'll just be, it doesn't work out and it just is what it is. So don't come into trading thinking that every single loss is going to be in some sort of dramatic fashion like that, where then the price goes in your favor. It's not quite that dramatic. So I confess, I did want to, I like that because it's like, oh, this will be good for YouTube, a good lesson there. But point being, doesn't, the overall principle still stands, is you got to have those two skills. You got to cut the losses and you have to let winners win. And you do those two things. They're not easy. So I'm not making that claim at all. I'm making the exact opposite claim. They're very, very difficult, but they are required skills that you must do. So cut the losses, let winners win. And then as you saw here, when you do those things, you're not always going to have a green day, but you can keep the risk reward tilted in your favor and still walk away with good profitable days. And like I said, if this is what's going to happen on a day where I take an annoying loss like that, but I can still walk away with $270 in my pocket in less than 15 minutes, I'm not a greedy savage. I'm very happy with that. But got to do the two skills. I would argue most important. Like I said, don't take my word for it. As I started off the video, if you don't trust me, if I'm brand new to you, no offense is taken. I understand lots of sketchy stuff out there, but go find somebody you do trust and ask them, hey, I watched some ugly, weird looking guy, and he said the top two most important skills, required skills, are cut losses and let winners win. And do you agree with that? And take to heart what they have to say, because I have a sneaky suspicion that they will agree with me. So I hope this helps. If you enjoyed, let me know down in the comment section. If you'd like for me to do more videos like this, like I said, let me know. But again, let me know, what do you think is harder, letting winners win or cutting the losses? Which is more challenging for you? Like I said, I'm very curious to see some of that down in the comment section. So I hope this helps. But yeah, get out there, do those two skills. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.